What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 3 of Prophet Unscripted. I am here with one of the warmest gentlemen who I've met in this industry, if not, frankly, anywhere. The man with the golden smile, Ash Haas. What's up, dude?
Thanks for having me. I was excited to be here.
Well, thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
So tell me quickly, what is your role and where are you?
I'm an acquisition manager in Dallas office. So I've been in this industry for like past 7, 8 years, and now I'm rolling as the acquisition manager and overseeing what we're buying in Dallas office.
Okay, cool. Well, I want to jump right into the important
Mhm.
stuff. EDM. Electronic dance music, as the kids say. You are a huge fan of this.
I
You
am
go to shows. I think you travel to shows. I'm sure you go to the festivals, right?
all the time.
This is a part of your life. What is the appeal to you of this music and the culture?
Oh well, you touched the right spot.
Unscripted, man.
I love EDM. Yes, EDM to me is a lot of excitement and life into EDM. Like going around and experiencing that vibration, connecting with people around, and enjoying the music, and for a minute get out of everyday life and zoned out and get lost in the music is it's my pleasure. It's just like it's something that I use it as literally like a meditation. Like
Right.
it's a loud environment, but I use it as a like a meditation, going around following this music and use that opportunity to disconnect from the world outside and re-engage and be present. So that's like something that I enjoy a lot. Yes.
Love that. Yeah, I'll tell you, for me growing up, I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Like this has become so prevalent in society, right? Like I've been to the shows, I've been to the festivals, and what you just described, I couldn't have articulated it that way, but that's what you see
Yeah.
and kind of experience.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
cool, cool. Well, man, where are you from? And I mean, tell us a little bit about what you were doing before real estate.
So I'm born and raised in Tehran, Iran. In my early 20s, I left Iran and moved to the UK, and then after that, Malaysia. So where I studied architecture. So I finished my school, found my way to California back in 2014. So I worked in an architecture office for about a year or so, and in a short amount of time, I figured out that's not what I'm really enjoying. So a family member of mine suggested me to move to Texas and get into real estate. And funny story, in 48 hours, I packed my stuff and I drove to Texas from California. So,
Just ready to get here, or did you have an opportunity, or what?
when I figured out like architecture and, office environment is not really my thing, I'm quick to make a decision and move on from things that it doesn't make me satisfied in life and doesn't make me happy. So that was something that as soon as I figured out like office space is not something that I'm really enjoying. So I was seeking opportunities and get into business. So I knew like Texas is a land of opportunities.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So I moved to Texas to get into real estate, but for about a year to work on my sales skills. I worked in a car business. So I did that for about a year. And then short after that, I jumped into real estate. And here's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Were you a good car salesman?
I was selling 25 hot cars per month. So I don't know if that
Okay.
if that makes a good
I
car
don't have
salesman.
I don't have a basis for a comparison, but it sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
What I do know from interviewing many people in that industry over time is the margins suck. you don't make, I mean, what, a few $100s
Yeah.
per car? It shocked me
Yeah.
to sell an asset that expensive and to make so little money
Mhm.
on it. That had to be disappointing.
So one of the things that actually made me think about, in difference between car business and real estate. In car business, you work to make money for the business owner. In real estate, you basically run your own business and you give a cut to the business owner.
Okay.
So that made more sense to me.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah,
No, that's a really good way of looking at it.
yeah,
Um, well, I'm sure that the car sales aspect prepared you for a
big
career
time.
in sales,
Yeah.
right? I know that you had, I think, a personal connection that brought you into the next company, a company
Hmm.
we both worked at.
Yep.
You joined the Dallas office in sales in 2018.
Yes.
And you and we weren't, I was in Fort Worth and
Hmm.
managing Fort Worth. So we weren't interacting a lot, but I heard about this guy, Ash. They're like, yeah, this guy, incredible personality. He's a maniac. He's killing it in terms of prospecting at meetup groups. He's just great in front of
Hmm.
people. You were very proficient in sales. What did you enjoy about sales, and what did you do that, really gave you an advantage in terms of prospecting, et cetera?
I want to put this out at the beginning. I love people and I love helping people and engaging with people. Sales gave me the opportunity to get more in touch with people and like solve problems and connect with people. So, uh, going back to car business real quick, car business gave me the opportunity to like see maybe 3 or 4 different people every day, which is different in in real estate. So that prepped me to walk into an environment that is completely, based on relationships, based on, people like you to do business with you first. And that gave me the opportunity to just like get to know how to connect with people. And when I started sales in a former company, um, that was like literally like a dream come true. I remember I was shy of 30 when I started real estate, and I called my dad. I told him like I feel like for 30 years I looked around, I tried so many different things, and finally I found something that is designed for my personality. And that was a moment that I figured out like, yeah, sales, especially in real estate, based on, people relationship, that was definitely my gig. And that's why like, going out there, my biggest part of my success was like meetups. Going out there, meet people. I'm much better in person with people than over the phone. So I was out there going to different meetups,
Yeah.
meeting new people, and that's how made me become a really good salesman in real estate.
I want to talk about myself
Mhm.
for a minute, just to kind of connect to what you were saying. Like you said, when you were 30, like you were finally starting your real estate career, getting traction in it and finding something that was the right fit for you. I'll just say for myself, I had the exact same experience. Like I went to serious schools. I had this serious career as a lawyer, which looking back at that, it's ridiculous.
Mhm.
Like I was the guy behind the guy typing and doing research, and like I was good enough at it, but I kind of looking back had to force myself to do it. I found that company at age 35, had never sold anything, frankly, kind of looked down at sales, just being kind of a snob, like that. When you're coming from like lawyer,
Yeah.
doctor, whatever kind of background. Um, but that just brought something out in me that I never knew was there. Number one, just being very competitive and being passionate and driven about what I was doing. But it stems from exactly what you were saying. I love people, and I'd probably never even like recognize that, but I love communicating.
Yeah.
I love being persuasive, right?
Mhm.
But I love spending time with people and getting them a win,
Mhm.
getting them to where they want to go in terms of their investment goals, right?
Right.
Um, After you were in sales, I know you pivoted into acquisitions. How long were you in sales for?
I started 2018, and 2019 I was a top sales agent nationwide. And then
Okay.
Yeah, beginning of 2020, uh, I went to acquisition. I remember the COVID started.
Yes, sir.
So I remember those days. We were all not in the offices anymore, so we had to figure out a way to still do the business. It was a little bit challenging for me when I started acquisition because I didn't have that office to go and, get the training and all of that. So I had to figure out it by myself. But that actually made me stronger. So I had to figure out by myself. But acquisition to me is the next level of business in the environment that we are at.
Yeah.
So and I couldn't be happier when I promoted to acquisition. It was a moment for me to like stop whatever I'm doing, look back, and be like, "Damn, I worked so hard to get here."
Yeah.
And it was a moment for me, like, "All right, let's make this one right." So
Yeah.
that's how the acquisition has started.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's so interesting to me, and I mean, in some ways, not surprising that a lot of that began for you in COVID, because COVID was obviously a major impediment to our business. So much of what we do is based on culture and teamwork and people being around one another. But for learning acquisitions, man, I want my headphones on. Don't talk to me. Let me tool around on the MLS and figure it out. So it was probably a good opportunity for you to just be able to focus and really kind of try different things, and feel it out. What I always say about acquisitions, like I love hearing you kind of look at it almost like a reward, like a milestone getting to that place. Sales is incredible. It's probably the most fun job. It's a grind like all of them, tons of disappointment. It's repetitive. There's aspects to it that you eventually grow tired of, but acquisitions, the cool kids. It's for anyone interested in investment real estate. Once they start digging into it a bit, we know that the lead is everything. Being able to source your own deals. So like when we're teaching people acquisitions, we are teaching them a true skill that they can take with them as investors. Hopefully they stick around for a while, right? And improve and make a lot of money, within this type of model. But tell me about being in acquisitions. You're pretty good, pretty quick.
Acquisition is like the golden key to residential real estate.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it that way. For me, acquisition is like finding opportunities out there and be creative enough and have that vision. So when you see a property that no one want to touch, like what's your vision for that property and what you can do with it to add value and deliver that house to an end buyer, which is going to be a home for them, is the whole process to me is very interesting. From the side that we're doing, which we're working with investors and structure these deals, look at the different angles. Like at the end of the day in acquisition, we're competing against appraisers from banks. So the value that we come up with, the value that we see for a property before we put it in front of investors is a value that eventually they want to go and, get a loan on
Right.
for the end buyer to go and see that end product and appraise and get a loan on. So it's basically coming from a number that value that an acquisition agent comes with.
Yeah.
So I look at it that way, like with being exactly detailed, I would say like detailed enough to look at all aspects of an opportunity.
In
What is
terms
going
of
to
valuing it.
exactly
Right.
in terms of valuing, it's just like it's a game changer. And for me, is like looking at that angle to look at all the different angles to come up with one number. That number is basically a starting point for all the negotiation and all the other numbers that is gonna
That's right.
work around it. To me, it's just like a very interesting, side of this business.
I agree. And I think the skill of valuation, it's everything in
Yeah,
acquisitions. And frankly, some guys just are never get it. They're kind of here and there. But if you can be an expert of looking at what we would call in the law, the totality of the circumstances,
hmm
right? Where the house sits, it's age, square footage, beds, baths, of course, all those things. But like, does it back to a golf course?
Yeah.
The view, what's the street like? Is it busy? All that. Making those adjustments is a very interesting analysis. And I think for most people who go to acquisitions and are successful, that's just what they want to do. Like they'll sell, they have investors, of course, and that's fairly easy money at that point because they keep their buyers. But you can look at GMs across the board. And if you ask them, well, what do you want to do? It's acquisitions. And I think it's because it's more challenging.
Yeah.
For you, I know that you're a data guy and kind of a tech nerd and a futurist, right? You're passionate about AI, things like this. Either incorporating that or irrespective of it, how do you prefer to buy? And how does that, do you have systems and things like that that kind of stem from that interest?
First and short answer to your question, numbers never lie. So that's why I love data. That's why I love going after, what numbers shows me. The reason I love this side of business compared to retail side is this is a very data-based type of a business.
Yeah.
And compared to the retail side that you go out there and you're managing people in motion of like who loves that house to live in or who wants to sell their personal house that they're emotionally attached to. Our side of business is completely black and white based on numbers. These are the numbers. This is how much you buy a house. This is how much you invest in the house. And this is how much you're going to sell it to take your profit out. So for me in acquisition and being a data guy, it helped me a lot to find a pattern in numbers. So when I look at a neighborhood, when I look at the comps, when I look at the bigger picture, I'm not going after what I feel about this property, what I feel about this value. I look at the numbers, what it shows me, and how can I make these numbers work for not only an investor to make money, for an end buyer to get a good product at a good price. It's just like all of this it's a chain. It's just like we cannot be like, oh, we just sell investment properties because we want to make money here. It's not. It's a chain. It's like every time we put a pen on paper, I would say, it's going to affect on people after us, like how much they're going to buy that. Yeah, how much they're going to buy that house, how much they have to invest in it. And are they going to make money on this or not? Or in the future, when the end product delivered to the market, that end buyer is willing to pay this much for this house. Yeah. So that's how I look at it. And that data and, being a little bit nerd, like looking to like more deep into like technology and all of that, it helped me a lot in this business. And I tell you this, I use technology as a tool to open up some brain power for me. A very simple and basic example of that is our calendars. We'll live off of our calendars.
Yes.
A lot of people want to remember what they have to do the day after or what appointment they have next week. When you let the system work for you, so you open up a lot of brain power and what you can do with that brain power.
Salesforce included.
Salesforce included, for sure. That's best one. And then that is like literally give us the power to what we can do with our brain, what we can do to make it better, how we can solve problems. When we use technology and AI or anything like that is just a tool to make things easier for us to look at the bigger vision. That's how I look at the technology.
Right. I want to touch on something you mentioned because I think it's a really refreshing and correct outlook in terms of like how you look at acquisitions, like having an objective point of view. What I see with wholesalers, and I'm talking outside of our organization, but even with like training new agents, acquisition agents, they are driven by emotion, and the emotion is they want it to work.
Yeah.
Right. They're getting blinded by their own self-interest and looking at a house, and someone brings this to me and they're like, this is a deal. It's cheap. And it's just not right at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at them and saying, man, this is a house. This is not a deal.
Yep.
For you to make this a deal, you need to be X thousands of dollars off, right? But they want it,
Yep.
right? But at the end of the day, like you said, numbers don't lie. And we have a responsibility. I mean, looking down the chain of, we don't want to put someone in a deal that isn't
True.
right for them, or something that could affect them negatively or their end buyer, right? So it's a very mature perspective.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very mature.
Appreciate that.
Well, as you mentioned, you're an acquisitions manager now. You were, a top performing sales agent, a top performing AA, which, by the way, this is what I want. When I'm looking who can be a potential manager in organizations like this, we say you got to have skins on the wall, meaning you have to have accomplished things to where either people who have known you recognize that, or coming in the room, you're like, look, if you really want to know, I was this, this, and this. Young culture, 100% commission, like this and that, like people are going to gravitate to people like that. They'll follow them, right? You were promoted to acquisitions manager a couple months ago, still the top performing AA in Dallas. How has it been managing and really just trying to balance the role of being a high performing agent with also being a manager developing people?
So, I believe in the leadership of, you got to be in the front. You got to be a leader that is like leading from the front. So, as you said, and that was a great point. We cannot, I'm not talking about myself in general. We cannot have someone in a position that they didn't achieve more than the rest of the team.
Or can't do it as well.
Or can't do it.
As their agents.
Exactly.
Right.
So for me, it's like, I have to first be the best example for my team of like how I'm running my business, how I'm like making it work by hustling and grinding and go after it every day. And on the other hand, back to your question, how was it when I promoted to acquisition? It was challenging at the beginning. So the most challenging part was managing my time. So now I have a team that I'm responsible for, and I care about them deeply. So, and I want them to be successful before I become successful. So that's how I look at it. And managing my time at the beginning, being a top performing agent, that means like the office rely on me. So it means like I have to produce. And on the other hand, it comes to the point like how my agents are doing right now. So at the beginning, it was a little bit challenging to find a balance. But shortly after that, about like 30, 40 days after that, as soon as my team and we got into the same page, like how we look at the numbers, how we run this, then later on, I was like, all right, you guys on autopilot right now. We can just like brainstorm, we can talk, we can ask for a second opinion about anything that you guys are not sure about. And I'm here to support you guys 24/7. I look at my team like that. If you need me in the middle of the night, call me and I'll be there for you. But on the other side is like, now my team is like on a roll. They're doing their thing and they're doing it really good. Now I can get back to the side of buying again. Like, okay, now you guys want to show me like how the team can do. Let me help you guys on the other side. So I'm part of you guys. I'm never want to be a boss. I just like, I want to explain this. The difference being between a manager or a boss and a leader is, manager and a boss is the person who's out there to tell you what to do. And if you don't do it, they can question you why you didn't do it. A leader is the one who help people and push them, bring that confidence out of their people and help them to move forward with every rejections that they give every day. But it's still they're focused, they're just so motivated to go out there and, go after what they're looking for. So with that being said, I have to be part of that team. I cannot boss people around and expect from them to do whatever they want to do. It just doesn't work like that.
Sure.
It's just like being a leader is just to show them the support. And if you have a monthly goal to achieve, I want to be part of that. I don't want to be up there to tell them to you have to achieve this to get to that monthly
You want to
goal.
be producing with
I
them.
want to be part
Right.
of that. That's
Yeah.
like how we can make it great. And that's the part that I love about my role these days. Like, not only I can do what I'm really enjoying, the other hand, I can help my people, which that's a lot above like what I'm enjoying personally, because like helping people and helping them to grow is
Yeah.
like brings a lot of pleasure for me.
That's great. And I think it's something that will just having that attitude. This is the attitude of a leader now, but also a future leader. I love the way you put it, just saying, hey, I want my people to be successful before me. For you right now in your role, that's something that is admirable. You are not reaping the rewards directly from that. I mean, you are by showing you're a leader, elevating the entire team, increasing production, and everyone looking at you and saying, hey, this guy's badass, right? This is the guy. But when you become a GM, it's all about their production. Like that is what is supporting you and paying you, right? It's all about what the team is doing. So for you to have that attitude early, I think is terrific. I'm saying this in part because my next question is, what do you want to do? What do you want to do here at Prophet?
Um, God, I have so many dreams and uh, hope about this, and I know the leaders with their vision and everything that direction that we're going. I have no doubt about future. I want to put this out there. Um, what I really want to do in the future is not only I'm hoping to get to the point I've become a GM and run my own team and my own office, is to really help Prophet Homes to grow. Um, I remember back in 2022 when I left the former company. I left to start my own construction company, and I built a few houses and remodeled multiple houses. And when this opportunity came up, I never forget that day. I dropped everything, and I wanted to be part of this team because leaders like especially Andrew Walker, this guy has a golden vision. And what made me leave the former company, I felt like there's no more room to grow. Like when I started there, it was like, all right, let's put our head down and be the top performer, and then you're gonna become recognized, and then you grow. Unfortunately, a few years, I mean 5 years later, I felt like that's not the scenario anymore. That's why I left and I started my own business. When this opportunity came up, Prophet Homes, especially with Andrew Walker's name behind that, it was a point of like, all right, this is not only about residential real estate. It's about like building something that lasts forever, lasts long, and it stays there with the example and a reputation of this is the reputation an investment brokerage firm should have in this state, in this country,
It's
or you never
everything.
know, everywhere.
Yeah.
So jumping back to this from the day one, and I'm a day one guy in Prophet Homes. So I was building desks when we started, and I love it, and I take pride of out of that. It's just
Yeah.
like I'm proud of that. So looking at that and looking at the fact like what direction we're going, I think Prophet Homes in this stage of my life is my ride or die. I'm here to stay. I'm here to build this. I'm here to help this company to grow. I'm here to bring and recognize talents that are out there. They're looking for the next opportunity. They're looking for the next gig that they don't know what to do. They have that in them. They know they're capable of doing something bigger, but they don't have the opportunity. My purpose, my role in this company, it's not only doing my job and what I'm doing, which I'm enjoying a lot, is like to help this to grow. And with the vision behind this company, we're not going to stop where we are at. This is just the beginning.
Agreed.
This is just something for us to get back in the game, and we're not going to stop at residential real estate. We're going to expand. And that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, definitely the vision.
Yes.
And you know, that's something that will be an initiative we're developing over the next year plus.
Yep.
But yeah, that's where we want to go.
Yeah.
I want to pivot to that.
You know, when I compare Prophet Homes to like other investment firms out there, all those investment firms, they are coming in. When I talk about like investment firms, I'm talking about residential real estate brokerages. All of them, they walked into the game with the goal and vision of, all right, let's do this and let's wholesale and make some money. And none of them, they have plan B and C. What's after that? What I felt in the former company, it was like, all right, I became almost a master of the game by being a top sales agent nationwide and a top acquisition agent 2 years in a row in the most competitive market pretty much in the country.
Right.
I did it all. What's next? And that was a time for me in the previous company that I felt like, all right, no more room to grow. And even if I grow, I'm still doing the same thing. But what's bigger than that?
Right.
There's so many other exit strategies in real estate, like as far as multifamily land entitlement and so many different angles. Like that was for me is like, all right, I got residential done. What's next? We didn't have that in a former company. And now in this company, Prophet Homes, with a great leader that we have, this is like literally like a buffet of success. It's just like you start here, you can have it all. Like you can start here, you can follow the order of operation, become master of sales, acquisition. You want to get into multifamily, you want to get into land entitlement and all of that. The path is there. So for me, this is a dream for anyone who's passionate about real estate. This is a dream for whomever wants to just get in and feel what's happening on the investment side of real estate. Because when you become a master of this, you have a golden key of residential real estate.
You do.
But what's next?
Right.
You know, and
Well,
that's the opportunity that Prophet Homes offer out there. And I love that.
Well, and I love the attitude and the ambition because for me, I mean, I had a large number of very high performing agents in my previous company. The best ones want to grow. Everyone talks about wanting to grow, but the best insist upon it. And if you don't have an opportunity for them, they're going to go. You're going to lose them. And I've even lost people due to that in a really good way. I mean, I've had the top guy probably ever leave, and when he left, it wasn't just not bitter. We embraced, and I hugged him, and I was like, "We did it."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Man, you have money. You're rich, and you made me a lot of money. You made us a lot of money, and we had an incredible time doing it. And you've set yourself up for future success on an incredible level." He's now one of the biggest home flippers in DFW and does other things. He'll head towards development, no question. So you got to grow, and we're going to provide those opportunities.
You know, Ian, personalities like us and our team and any top performer out there, it takes a personality and character to survive and make it work in this business.
Yep.
So when you have that personality, when I have that personality, it doesn't mean if I find my gig and I make money, I'm going to stop there. We're warriors out there. We're fighters out there. We're going to go out there. we get like 10 no's until we get a yes. And guess what? Day after, we're going to show up.
Right.
And we're still going to get 9 no's before we get a yes. But we show up every day and we fight for it and we grind for it. And a personality, a fighter, a fighter personality like that, they're not going to stop. They always look for the next opportunity. They always look for what's bigger than this? What's next? What can I do? What problem I can solve? And that's what I missed in the former company. That like, all right, I did it all. What's next?
Right.
And I couldn't find an answer.
But what I'll say, and I completely agree with all of that, what I love about this business, even for someone coming in with zero knowledge into sales, even the lowest level position, even in sales, they're growing, and they're growing so fast. They are learning, you know, a young person having to deal with older investors, people with money, with knowledge, experience, and hopefully they're not going like this. They're working more on a collaborative basis, right? Like collaborative type selling, but they're learning so much about being in business. And my point here, that extends, you know, tenfold when you're becoming an AA, because you're having to deal with all these different buy sources, but you're building that confidence. So you're getting to a point that you got to where you have tremendous confidence, you have skill, and you're asking what's next, knowing that you're ready to take it on. And that is what we want to deliver here.
Yep. You couldn't say it better than that. It's like, it's absolutely right. And I think I'm blessed that I have this opportunity. You know, not only I'm working with some people that they recognize my talent and it brought me in the business. I'm blessed that I'm working with them these days, and they are the ones that they gave it to me all. I mean, they gave me everything. They gave me all the training
We all
that I
owe
needed.
people
Yes,
significantly.
yeah. They like literally like I couldn't ask for more. And now having that team next to me again, and be able to help them, and we all work together to bring new talents and show them like what you can achieve in the future and what you're learning and what's gonna lead you in the future. That's very rewarding.
It's so rewarding.
It is, and I love
I've
it.
said that. I mean, I said it on the first podcast.
Yeah.
For me, the most rewarding thing I've done in my life is to develop these types of people, especially young people, just because I love working with them, people coming in that don't know much, and to take them on that journey and to watch them not only develop as agents, but to become adults, you know. And I'm an old man now, so I can look at it and it's like, I've seen the journey. I've seen these people become a number of people that have worked for me, become GMs, have tremendous success, get married, buy a house, drive a great car, have a life that just was not there before, you know? Well, those are my questions for you. Do you have anything else you want to say?
First of all, I want to say thank you for having me here.
Thank you.
And besides that is, I'm a big believer in energies. So, and I want to put this energy out there that what we're building here, what we're doing here, especially with you and Andrew leading the company, I feel this is the best opportunity that could happen to anyone, because it's not just a quick make money, do this, and that's all what we want from you. It's like, it's an opportunity that can last almost forever.
It's a career.
It's a career, and it's not easy to find it out there. Trust me. I came to this country without knowing what's going on out there, and I tried so many different things until I figured out what I want to do. And being part of this team and all hands on deck, they're willing to support you, give you all the tools, anything that you need to grow, is an opportunity of lifetime. And I'm very appreciative for that. And pretty much, if I don't lie to you, if I if I don't tell you like every day, every other day when I drive to work, I take a minute to think about it and appreciate the opportunity I have, that how great it is to leave my house, a beautiful house that I worked so hard for it, and drive to work that I'm so passionate about. And not only a walk in a great environment, such a healthy, positive vibe environment. Besides that, everyone, they have the same mindset. They're just like a bunch of, successful, smart,
Yeah.
goal-driven
It's going
people
up.
that they are showing up every day. And we have a very healthy, healthy culture. And I love that. And I appreciate for all the things that you guys doing. This
Oh.
is great.
Well, man, likewise. And I couldn't agree more. I mean, especially with your office's culture, it's been amazing to watch it grow. So,
Appreciate that.
Ash, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
All right.
It's great.